All right, spearheads, welcome. This is our inaugural video. Uh, First one we're doing on video. We've done some gear reviews in the past on the website, but they've all been in text, and this is the first video. So thanks for joining us. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a two-part video. I wanted to cover the new Titan Elite from Condor, but in order to do that, I think effectively, I need to go over the pack I was using, the gear that I've got in it right now, and the gear that I normally carry in it, and how all that gear will translate from this bag to the new Condor Elite bag, considering that this bag is a 48 liter bag, and the Titan, this is the Urban Go pack. I've had this for about 8 years, and the Titan is a 40 liter pack. So in essence, I lose about 8 liters of space in the pack. But we're going to do this in two parts. So we'll do one video starting with this pack, what I like about it. This is again, the Condor Urban Go pack. We'll go over this pack real quick, what I like about it, and we'll do a dual purpose video as far as what's in my pack and why. So that way, I know there's been a lot of questions from people that are taking my courses, and friends that have asked, what's in your pack and why. So this is going to address both those issues, and then we'll do the second video on the Titan Elite. So we'll get started. So get my coffee out there. Oh, by the way, if you guys are going to get some coffee, this is good stuff. This is from the Espresso Beer. Bunch of good guys, great coffee, and make sure you visit their website and pick up a bag or two. All the part of the proceeds from their company go to help the families of fallen Green Berets. So good cause. I support veterans, my brother veterans, enthusiastically, and I always will do so. And give them a shout. So let's get started. So again, Condor Urban Go Pack. I like this pack. It's right off the bat. Let's just start here. There's no wasted real estate on this bag, and that's relevant because when we get to the Titan Elite, we'll address that. There's a couple things on it that kind of left me wanting, and get just a little bit disappointed in it, even though overall I kind of like it. But so yeah, no wasted real estate on this pack, as you can see. There's no dead space here. It's got handles, which are useful. I use them plenty of times. Pockets are tall and large, and they hold plenty of things. Lots of molly, and that we'll get into the reason why that's important to me in a minute. Plenty of good compression where it needs to be. So you got compression up top, compression at the bottom. A few different spaces for pockets. So you got your main compartment here. You got another smaller compartment in here, which I use for medical stuff, and then down here a compartment that I use. I call this my rapid access compartment. Stuff that I may need to get to quick. 550 cord, multi-tool, stuff like that. Another pack over here, another pocket over here, top pocket, and of course I have my my Ontario Rat 7 strapped to this via the molly, which is good because there's enough molly to fully weave the straps from sheath onto it so that it doesn't not rattle, come loose, or just jiggle around. Doesn't just hang off like a gypsy camp. So it's very functional. Okay. Again, no wasted real estate. Everything has got a purpose on this pack. It's a really good pack, and I've had this pack again for 8 years. I've hiked with it, backpacked. I've done go-ruck events. What else? Mountaineering, climbing. I've done a lot of stuff with this pack. So it's really taken a beating. I'll do 12 14 miles and then get done, I'm just beat. Throw the pack. I drop it literally. I beat it up, and it's taken everything I've thrown at it. I can't complain. The stitching is really good on it. It's not coming apart. I know some people have an issue, sometimes maybe with buying an $80 pack, thinking, oh, well, it's an $80 pack. How good could that be? I don't know. Buy it and find out. Don't discount something just because of the price tag on it. So, but yeah. So let's get into it as far as what I got in here. So let me just take off some stuff real quick. This is exactly how I store my pack too. So everything is there, ready to go. Okay. Shimag, these are useful. They're going to keep the wind off of you, the sand off of you. Use them for making water filters. The drip pipe you use for coals from your fire and sand and gravel, things like that. You can make a sling out of it. All my fellow medics out there will know what I'm talking about. Or triangle bandage, make a sling. Let's see. We'll start. We'll just start in here again. So this is what I would call my little medic pocket, and in there I've got Sam Splint that Sawyer was very gracious enough to send me as a demo for a class that I've got coming up. I'm going to be showing people in the class how to use that. Then I've got CPR mask. I got a little camp soap and toothbrush in here. It's also kind of like a little hygiene thing in here. So then I got my Israeli. And then in here I got my medical kit. Now, I've been using this Coleman hard case for a while as far as my med kit goes. We'll go into what's in that another day. And I think there's a photo or a blog posting on the website about what's in it. If you want to check that out, you can. But I probably could pare this down a little bit. But for me, this is kind of an all-encompassing. It's not just a trauma kit, and it's not just a blowout kit, but it's also got some, some meds and other things in there that almost like a complete little, almost like a little jump bag, but very compressed. And that's pretty much it for that one. Fold that over. Now, again, I love this pack because it's got so many compartments. And to me, time is money, and calories and all that good stuff. And the more organized you are, to me, the better, better odds of survival you may have. Just because you won't have to go looking for things when you need them. So in here, again, in my rapid access pocket, I've got things like gloves, and I'm using the 511s. I was using mechanics for a while. I had some issues with a few pairs as far as the stitching. I reached out to the mechanic, never heard anything back from him. So I switched over to 511, and I've been using these, even as a firefighter, doing extrication. These held up pretty good. I have no complaints about these so far. You can fold it over like that. They're easy to put on. Back. 550 cord, obviously, in my rapid access pouch. Because if you need 550 cord, chances are you need it in a hurry. Let's see. Instead of needle nose pliers, these are actually pretty useful. You can probably use these more than you think. Zippo fluid, because doing hand drills and bow drills, fire plows, and all the other stuff is great knowledge to have, and you should have it. But, if you have your pack and you're not in that situation, work smarter, not harder. So, douse my fuel with a little bit of Zippo lighter fluid and my Tinder, McKinley, and all that. Light it up, Go for it. Little Gerber multi-tool, pretty simple. Little natural bug spray. It's not fun to get eaten up by bugs out there. I'll keep a little bit of this. Then keep a couple cigars, and if there's not cigars in here, then there's usually some other kind of gear. There's a cigar in that one, and in this one I've got other stuff. That little survival kit in there that I put in there, and I'm messing around making other stuff. But you can put other things in there as well. They're pretty useful. And in this one I got the cigar. So also if you go along with the cigar, you got to have something to enjoy it with. So you put a little scotch in a flask. This one was done for me by Darren over at High Speed Creations. Shout out to him. Great guy, great company, great products. High Speed Creations. Google them. Look them up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and follow them and become a fan. They got really good products. Darren's a great guy. He makes really good product. This is just something that I would have just to enjoy after a little scotch after a long day hike. Right? Good, light a fire. Snap lights. Okay, extremely useful. Won't go into all the uses because it take too long, but probably already know them anyways. But have some snap lights in your pack. And that does it for the rapid access pocket. All right. So let's go over here now, and we'll take off the Rat 7. Again, that's how I store it when it's in storage, and I'll even carry it like that sometimes. You know, if I don't think I'm going to be really needing my knife on my belt or on my hip, I'll just store it on there and hike with it. I've got a neck knife and a pocket knife. I can deploy something pretty rapidly, but as far as a bush knife stuff, strap it on there, which is why I love this called pocket. So, all right, and in here, let's start in here. This is my, I guess you can call it my navigation signal, mostly navigation accessory pouch, but in here I've got things like the Comenga 3H tritium compass. All of us military guys come to know and love. Basic military issue. It costs a little more than some compasses, but the tritium lasts about 12 years. It's well worth it. And I know how to use it. What I'm used to. Ranger beads, count off the faces. Another backup knife. Two is one is none. If I can fit it in there, why not, right? I mean, I'm not crying about weight. Weight is not something I'm crying about. If you're crying about weight, your pack, then you need to start, lifting some weights, getting out there and working out. I'm more concerned about what I can fit in my pack than the weight of the pack. And if it weighs too much, then hell, I'll drop something along the way. I'll get rid of it. But I'd rather have stuff than not have it. Okay. So I got this little knife off of Amazon at $15. Wrapped it in some camo tape. There's good stuff for grip. Looks like a Tom Brown tracker. But it's just a little good backup knife to have. And the price was right. And I'll just keep it in there. And then I got handkerchiefs in here. Do all kinds of useful stuff with that. Little dry box. These are good for all sorts of things. You can put cell phones in there and all that. In this one, I've got, let's see what I got. I got my pink Himalayan salt, which is good. You can put that in water. You can drop it in your mouth and just swallow a few pieces as you go along the trail. It'll keep you a good source of electrolytes. Got batteries. I got the 9-volt battery for the steel wool. I'll show you in a minute. My fire kit. I keep them separate for obvious reasons. And I got a little earpiece for my comm set and a black contractor bag. Different than a trash bag, contractor bag. I mean, it basically is a trash bag, but it's a little heavier duty and larger. You can use those for all sorts of things. Ponchos, you can make makeshift ponchos. You can make a shelter. You can make a rain trap, things like that. But I keep all that stuff in here just to keep it safe and dry. And that's it for that pouch. Just keep turning the bag. All dressed thing. Here you go. Here are the shoulder straps. Okay, the Urban Go Pack didn't have the most padded shoulder straps and back panel I've ever seen. Got the job done, and never cried about comfortability. I'm not going to be crying about weight. Again, I'm not crying about weight and comfortability most times, unless it's just really terrible. This gets the job done. Rocking this for 8 years, so far so good. Got some rope. I just strapped it to the. This is 7mm rope. Just strapped it to the shoulder strap there. Comes with a nice shoulder or chest strap. Waist belts are removable, which is nice. And nothing fancy on the padding. And as we go through here, we've got another side pocket there. I guess they would call that a laptop compartment. I use it for my hydration compartment as well, because I don't like to have my hydration bladder in the pack, where in order to refill it, I've got to unpack the entire pack and then refill it and then put it back in and repack everything back in. I don't want to mess with that. You know, if I come across a water source, I want to pull my hydration bladder out. I want to refill it, slam it back in there, zip it up, and be on my way. I don't want to mess around with unpacking my pack. So I keep it in here. Okay. Also in here, I've got little chart for snakes. You know, I'm not a vet or, I'm not a snake master, so I keep this in there so I can, if I see something on the trail or whatever, I come across something, I can ID it. And also, it's good for learning. And then, of course, I keep maps. And what I do with these is, anywhere I go, I'll print out a map. I'll just go to Google Earth and just print out a little map, and then I'll make notes on it, and then I'll take this over to Kinko's and laminate it for about $1.75. And now I've got a protected, waterproof map of whatever area, territory I'm going to be in, so that if something happens, I've got a reference there. And I don't have to carry a big fold-out map. I got what I need. Of course, the nearest resources, roads, highways, things like that, to get me to a safe spot. And I'll do it that way. So again, in here is the water bladder. And I guess what I'll do is I'll just take it out. So this is a 3-liter source hydration. I just weave it through there to keep that strap squared away. And there's my source hydration bladder, 3 liters. This is not completely full, but mostly full. And then here, I've got, this is my fire pouch. Okay, so in here I've got things like a little burner that we sell on our website. These are great. This was only, $10? We sell them on our website. They are really useful because they go with those fuel, burning propane, little miniature propane thing. So that's good. And then also in here I've got space blanket. Okay, obvious reasons space blankets are good. You got to protect the core temperature. If hypothermia starts to set in, or you've got to get your pack for some reason, take the space blanket with you to save your butt. Okay, so here's the fire kit. Goes in here. And these are just your basic, standard, small. Pelican makes these. And they sell them for $20. This one's made by Plano, and this one's $8. I think I got that at Academy. You can probably throw them on the website too. But these are good to have. And here I just have steel wool, which is, saw the battery, the 9-volt battery I had earlier. You know how that works, 9-volt steel wool. Some TP from the MREs, a lighter, a magnesium block, and some matches in a waterproof container. And I like redundancy, matches. I like to really protect my matches. They're a valuable resource. I put them in a waterproof container inside a waterproof box like this. And of course, there's the Esbit stove right there. And that's it for that. That's pretty much everything. Now we're getting to the main event. The main pocket there. This is where the magic happens. Right? Right in here, I got just some wipies. Okay, these are just for when you get to camp, take off your shoes, and your feet are funky, or you're starting to get funky in other places to wipe down. I've got a little beanie here. I like the orange color because if I'm cold, I care less what color it is. But orange is a good color to get noticed, going to get rescued, or for hunters that are in the area, if you're hiking or backpacking or doing whatever during hunting season, and you don't want to get mistaken for anything. So I wear orange, and this is a little bit safety first, right? So also in here, I'm going to also keep some dehydrated hash browns. These are great because, again, it's just add water, pour the water in, you let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes to kind of reconstitute. And then you take those hash browns and dump them out of this, These weigh almost nothing. I think this was less than an ounce, if I'm not mistaken. I think a little bit more than that. Anyway, but you take that, you dump them into your little steel or aluminum cup or your pot. This is the Stanley. And then you just kind of heat them up. And you eat and enjoy. And they're really tasty, and they got some good sodium content, which is great for rucking, because you're going to need that sodium to maintain your water balance. So. And then in here, this is my water kit as well, in my Stanley. Water and pots obviously go together, right? You boil water, right? So I keep in here some water tab, a little tube. This is all part of the Sawyer kit. The water tabs are not Sawyer, but I got my Sawyer Mini. I love this thing. One in every pack. If you don't have a Sawyer Mini, every pack you have, and the larger version of this, if you're in your home preps, you're doing something wrong. So you need to have this. It's absolutely a good thing to have. I got the little bags that come with in there. All this stuff, for me, in my head, this goes together. You know? Peas and carrots, Jenny. So that will fit right in there. You're good to go. Also in here, I've got my Gorilla Tape and my boonie cover. Gorilla Tape, for me, I just found that it seems to just do a better job than duct tape. I love duct tape, 100-mile-per-hour tape, all that good stuff. But the Gorilla Tape just seems to have a better hold. Maybe $1 or $2 more than your conventional duct tape, but I'd rather spend $1 or $2 more and have something that to me works better. And of course, boonie cover. All right, so then a dry bag. In a dry bag, I have one pair of underwear, one pair of socks, and one t-shirt. Because if I'm going to be out in the field long enough where I'm going to have to change all this stuff, while I put this stuff on, I'm just going to wash and rinse and hang dry whatever stuff I'm wearing if I need to. Yeah, that's pretty much all I would say. I don't carry a pair of pants. I wear the same funky gravy pants for a while. So that's all. Yeah. Now, got a little solar charger. This one we also sell on our website. You can pick this up. These are good to have. If your cell phone dies, you lay this out, plug the wire into your cell phone or your laptop or whatever it is you got with you, and you can charge it that way. It takes a while, but it's better than nothing. And I didn't want to have to go out and get one of those big foldable Gold Zeros that are expensive and take up a lot of real estate in my pack. This to me was a good option. And you can just use a carabiner and hang it off the pack while I hike, and it'll charge that as I go. Little rescue belt. I'll keep that in there if I come across some terrain that I'm going to have to use the ropes with. I'll throw this on, but if I'm just hiking, flat terrain through the woods or something like that, I won't really necessarily wear this. It's not the most comfortable thing, and I need to find something but keep that in. Also in here, another set of rope. This one's 9mm though, a little bit thicker than the other one. Also on another carabiner, on with that black diamond. And so I keep that in there along with the other one on my shoulder, because sometimes you only need 30 feet of rope and sometimes you need 60. So you can connect those together, two ropes, two different sizes, diameters. We'll go over what kind of knots you can add another day, but connect those to get to work. MRE. Okay. This is Chili Mac. Love the Chili Mac. All my veterans, you know about the Chili Mac. So I keep an MRE. I also keep a beef ravioli, another MRE. All right, so these are good to have, and I keep two of them in here. You know how long you're going to be out there, but I'd rather have two than not. So, it'll fit, and I'm not worried about the weight. I'm not crying about a couple extra, 1 extra pound. Insulated static V sleeping pad. If you don't have one of these, go get one. We sell them on our site. I think they're about $60, but talk about rapid deployment and comfort. I used to carry we used to call them in the Marine Corps that rubber bitch. We all know what that is, that rolled up foam pad. They're big, they're bulky, they get in the way, they snag on things. I picked one of these up, and it deploys in about 52 seconds, my best time on it, in about 10 big, large breaths, anywhere between 10 and 12. And it just inflates really easy, and then it stows away in a small little size. If you want to measure it compared to that, a little bit bigger than the Stanley. But this is very, very, very comfortable. I slept like a baby on this so many times. I'll never get rid of that. So I find a better alternative. This is what I'm rolling with. The insulated static V. We did a review on this on our website, and you can check that out. And then in here, I've got a tarp. And we all know the usefulness of a tarp. You can make shelters, you can make a hammock, you can make a litter if you have to carry somebody out. You have to make a litter. So a lot of different ways. All I suggest is when you get the tarps, look for the ones that have the plastic reinforced edges, rubberized edges, and then the metal grommets, so there's aluminum steel out of them. But make sure you get that. That might cost you an extra $2 to get these features, but well worth it. Spend the extra $2. You know what I mean? And I understand being frugal. I'm frugal too, but sometimes you got to spend a little bit extra to get something high quality. All right, so in here, I keep trail tape. I just use this in case something were to happen, signal for rescue, or if I just want to mark my path. You can always tell if this tape is kind of fresh or old on a trail. If it's old, it's that really faded orange color, but if it's fresh, it's got a brand new look to it. You can tell that's brand new. And rescuers will know that's new as well. They're trained. I've done search and rescue. I know what the stuff looks like when it's old and when it's new. But when it's new, you know when you see it. So I would keep this and mark my trail, or you can tie off a section or something like that. Rescuers know you're there, and you won't ever go back on a path. You've already been there. You'll see it. Whistle. Okay, just common sense. If you're in a position where you need rescuing, you may be exhausted, you may be beat, you may have almost no life left in your body, but you can muster enough strength to blow a small little whistle. The rescuers that you can hear, but they can't hear you, they'll hear you at that point. Also in here, if you've got a little time in your camp and you're just sitting by the fire or just chilling out by the lake or something like that, gain a little knowledge. Read up on your survival skills. So I picked up this little mini SAS survival guide. Fits right in the pocket of the Urban Go Pack, perfectly along with the other stuff I just pulled out. And this is just something good to have. It's also a good reference to have if you get into a tricky situation and you need a little bit of knowledge that you don't exactly have. You can flip through it and see if there's a piece of information in there that may save your butt. So, all right, got Old Glory. Put that on the new pack in a minute. I think that more or less covers this pack. It's a blood type patch there. That's kind of it. So this is the Urban Go Pack and all the stuff that I had in it. I hope it was an informative video. If I rattled on, I'm sorry, but wanted to give you guys some good info. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them. I'll do my best to answer everybody, but that's more or less what it is. And we'll come back in a few and we'll do that Condor Titan Elite. All right, thank you, and y'all have a good day.